Andre Khachaturian of Armenian Sports News here with a couple of special guests today. Boxers Nikolai and Sebastian Terteryan, located in Denmark right now. How are you guys doing?
Very good. Thank you so
Very
much.
good.
Excited to soon be in the US and finally fight.
Yeah, the I guess that's the big news that I want to start with is both of you were signed by Golden Boy Promotions this week, marking the beginning of your professional careers. How are you both feeling right now? It's a big accomplishment.
We're feeling very good. It's a childhood dream for us. You know, we worked our whole lives for this moment, and we can't wait to get to show our skills and yeah, start fighting basically. So yeah, obviously it's been a long road. We came to US back in October last year to see how everything was, and then back again in Vegas and in January. And then when the deal came on the table, we had to jump on it, and we're so happy that these people they believe in us, and now we
yeah,
just want to showcase our skills, basically.
yeah.
So take me through this whole recruitment process because I know Top Rank Boxing was also interested in you guys at first. So what happened throughout that whole process with Top Rank and then Golden Boy?
Yeah. So obviously after Olympics, many eyes was on me and also on Sebastian. We got opportunities from all the biggest promotions, Top Break included, and we went there. We had a contact, and they were interested in me in the beginning. They were kind of hesitant on Sebastian in the beginning. They want to give him a trial, but I know Sebastian and he's just as good as me, if not better. So it wouldn't sit well with me if he wasn't on the deal. But long story short, Golden Boy came into the picture. They believed in us. They had the right strategy. That suited us well, and yeah, we just went with them. Yeah, just as Nicola said, like when we came to US, obviously the Olympian on the CV, it tells a lot. It does a lot for him. So the interest was on Nikolai, obviously, but I know if I show my skills and show my what I'm with, they no doubt they will jump on it as well.
Yeah.
And that's what basically happened. We went sparring, basically all showing ourselves, never hesitating with nobody. We went just sparring with everybody. And yeah, it so happened that Golden Boy wanted to sign us because they heard the news, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. That shows
Yeah.
also your loyalty to each other as well. You guys are not just brothers; you guys are twin brothers. Uh,
Yeah.
I feel like this. I have some friends who are twins. It's their bonds a little tighter than like just regular brothers. How was it like for you guys growing up? Were you guys always fighting? Like, what was that like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, growing up, we always a lot of energy, obviously, and we always troublemakers, basically. And people who know us today, they say like, you guys are totally different persons now. You're so calm, and it just paints the picture of how active we were as little. And obviously, boxing that just gave us the focus and the discipline and the humbleness as well. You know that we have to carry ourselves in the ring and outside also, but to answer your question, like me and Nikolai, we are brothers and we always support each other. And sometimes we don't communicate by talking, but by our emotions, by actions basically. And that's something is very special. Not it's not like siblings can show it, but twins,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
very special.
and you guys also have an older brother, Marcel, who's also in MMA. Why was fighting combat sports such an important part in your family growing up?
So for us, we literally have it in our blood. Our father, he passed away, but he was a heavyweight boxer back in the day, in the Soviet days in Armenia. Four times Soviet champion. Also had a world bronze medalist,
Oh,
and he basically passed it on to us. And we're trying to like overcome like his aptitudes, and we hope with this deal, he'll be proud of us. He'll look down on us and look at his twins and have a smile.
I'm sure he's very proud of you both. Asvat Sokin Musavori.
Avrus.
Exactly.
You guys were born in Yerevan, correct? And when did you move to Denmark?
Yeah, actually, that's a funny story because in Wikipedia and all news channels it says we are born in
Yeah.
Yerevan, but we are born and raised in Denmark. Actually, I don't know how to change it or how they got that information, but yeah, if Our big brother, our oldest brother Marcel, who practiced MMA, he's born in Armenia. Yeah, but neither one of us is born in Armenia. Yeah. But obviously, we grew up with Armenian parents, and they always, made it important to remember our language, our cultures, all those kind of things, because as Armenians, like we're very proud. And yeah. Even in Denmark, there's small communities of Armenians here. So yeah, it's so important to us.
What was it like growing up in Denmark while also trying to keep your Armenian heritage? I know you said there's a small community there, but it's not like Glendale, California or anything like that.
No, nah, no,
So what was
no.
that like?
It's different, you know, when you're growing up and then getting raised by Armenian parents, and it's it's different for sure. It's different for sure, and you know, Armenian people, they're very serious. You know, we're very respectful people, and I don't want to say anything bad about it. The Danish people, you know, they're also respectful, but yeah, yeah, it's difficult to put into words
Yeah.
because we have this Danish background, we have this I would say Armenian and Danish mentality, and we know when to switch it off and on, you know, because yeah, but mentally, I would say I'm more Armenian. I'm big on honor and respect, you know, and not doing anything for any kind of price, you know. So we always grew with our parents, made sure that we grew up as first of all good persons. Because you can have the sport, you can all the achievements, but you can't use that for nothing if you're not a good person, you know. So also, I think just to wrap it up, you know, you can also see it in our boxing. You know, Scandinavia is not known to have big boxers. You know, so it also says a lot about the mentality. Always to fight. You know, keep the will and push further than your limits. You know, and I definitely think that that has something to do with the Armenian root. Yeah, I want to add on that, Andre, because the Armenian mentality is like compared to the Danish mentality. Like when we fight, we go to war. When I go to fight, I want to kill my opponent basically. And to for Danish people to hear that, they're like, "Isn't that too extra or some kind of that?" But for me, it's like normal. That's why I think personally we stand out and why we achieve what we achieve because we have that Armenian mentality. This is not fun for us, you know, but everything is in terms of humbleness, and we never try to disrespect anybody.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
obviously you guys are Armenian, but Denmark was obviously a big part of you as well, both fighting for the Danish boxing team. Nikolai,
Yeah.
you were in the Olympics. What was that whole experience like for you competing at I guess it's like a dream come true, the highest level of amateur boxing?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't really get bigger than the Olympics, right? As an athlete, and it was a childhood dream come true, and I always like dreamed about that moment. So when I finally stood in the Olympic Village and had my first bout in the Olympic fight, you know, and could call myself an Olympian, that was you can't put into words but it was beautiful, and also in the arena in my first fight against France. I could also hear and see Armenian flags, you know, and that moment it made me also proud, you know. So it just showcases that Armenians are basically everywhere,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
no matter what. So yeah.
So how does this work with your contract? I know you sometimes if you are in a professional contract, you could still fight in the Olympics. How does this work out for you guys? Are you guys no longer eligible for 28?
Well, for us, Olympics is a big part of our life, and it still is. And you never know. That's why we made it possible in the contract to, if possible, if the conditions are for it, shall I say, then we perhaps will try for 2028 Olympics. Also because it's in LA, and I feel 2028 we both could qualify for sure. Yeah. Yeah, but in the end, the time will tell. You know, for now we just focus on the pro career, get some fights, and then we will see. Yeah.
But yeah, so it looks like Fresno, July 12th is if all the visa stuff goes well, that will be your first fight. What how excited are you guys to just get in action in less than a month?
To be honest with you, Andre, we can't wait to
Mm.
fight because we were in camp since January and we thought we are gonna fight already in February. So we just been in camps for so long and then it was March, time went on, we continued training in camp like so hard and now it all got postponed to June, now July. So we train for almost like 5, 6 months now and we just want to fight now and luckily we have a date now and can just like show up for the Armenian people. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
That's fantastic. And
Yeah.
neither of you guys have fought since the Olympic process, right? I know Sebastian, you lost
Yeah,
qualification,
yeah,
and Nikolai, the guy you lost to ended up winning the gold medal. So at least there's some
yeah.
solace in that, right?
Yeah, I guess, and also the two bronze medalists, I also beat it twice in the same year. So
Wow.
I guess, yeah, I mean, I always knew I had the level, but sometimes the luck doesn't go with you, and yeah, it is what it is. So
Yeah. Speaking of Rick, I want to ask you about him. When did you meet him, and how did that meeting go? That first meeting, did you guys take you under his wing, and how did that go?
so for us, we were basically we were beating people up in top rank. Here comes two twins from Europe. They have Armenian roots. And the words get spread around, of course, and then Rick got notice of that. Um, um, and we sat down, we talked, what he can do for us, and what he said sounded good for us, and now we have a good collaborations, and we just look forward to work with him basically. Yeah, as Neil said, Wade came around and Rick hit us up and said like, guys, I can get you a deal, and we were very happy because for us important not what the people can get us, but what kind of persons they are. And what we heard about people who know him, that he's very respectful. He's a good man, and he gets stuff done. And that's what matters for us, So I mean, we couldn't be more happy with how things worked out actually.
That's really cool to hear, and that's fantastic.
Yeah,
And I know the entire Armenian community is very excited to see what you guys are going to do at the professional level. And I just want to
yeah.
talk to you guys about the Armenian community real quick. I obviously you guys are proud Armenians, but what does it feel like, on social media, for example, like all this support you guys are getting from Armenians? Any posts you see the Armenian flags that you
Yeah.
guys do. So it's like, what does that feel like for you?
Let me tell you, Andre, when I see Armenian flags or Armenian people posting or commenting, my heart it touches my heart deeply. And I'm so proud to represent Armenian. And yeah, for me, we never use, of course we have this community in Denmark, but you can't compare it in the same level as in the US and LA or Fresno. So that's something that I look very much forward to, and just experience that support and love, to represent, that's something I look forward to.
That's fantastic. And I just want to ask one more question.
Yeah.
In the background on the wall, is that your father in the frame?
It indeed is.
Yeah.
It's our father from the Soviet Union
Ah,
and the Olympic ticket that Nikolai got after his qualifying about hanging up there because it was such a big what do you say, like it was a big part of our journey for us since we was 9 years old. It was all about Olympics, and for Nikolai to achieve it, I feel like I also achieved, as brothers, and so yeah, it's a big part of us, and also our father who passed on the abilities for us to fight, and it still means a lot, and we want to continue that legacy for sure. And just want to say that in 2020 when he passed away, it was right before Olympic qualifiers for Tokyo, where we didn't qualify, but I promised him when he passed away that I will qualify for the Paris Olympics, and it meant so much for me, but also my family, and to keep my promise to him, So it's very emotional for us, but we know he's proud looking down on us.
wow, that's beautiful. I don't know what to say. That's
No,
fantastic stuff. That got emotional
appreciate you,
hearing
Andre.
about that.
Appreciate you. Yeah, marvelous. Yes.
And but just to end on a It's a positive note here. Obviously your father was a huge hero for you guys growing up, but what other boxing heroes did you have? Professionals and stuff that you guys looked up to.
For me personally, professional, always Alto Abraham because he fought in a neighbor country, Germany. So we always saw him, and he was knocking people out. So
Yeah.
he was so exciting to watch. The I call it the East Germany style, where you just pack yourself and just go and knock people out. And again, he was boxing and representing Germany and Armenia, but we were still proud to watch him. I always say like Alto Abraham, he's the Armenian, he's a world champion and so on. So he's obviously a big legend. That was one of them, but generally Armenian athletes, especially wrestling, I like Alto Alexanian a lot. Very respectful guy, modest guy. Always speaking about Armenia and representing the flag. So those kind of guys, they are just treasures for Armenia. Mm.
That's really great to hear, you guys. That's fantastic. We're ASN and all the Armenian community is very excited for your careers. Congratulations once
Thank you,
again.
man.
Major
Yeah.
accomplishment. And thank you also for being excellent representatives of the Armenian community.
I appreciate it, Andre. Of course, Akbar.